everyone, to another episode of Bryno's Brews, the show where I drink and evaluate the wonderful nectar of the gods that is beer. This week on the program, we have another beer from Wort Wing in my hometown of Dayton, Ohio, the Gamma Bomb IPA. This weighs in at 7.2% alcohol by volume and has 96 IBUs, so this is a very, very bitter beer. Before I go into battle with this beer, though, we've got a scoring system that we use on this show. Let's go over that real quick.
Scoring for Bryno's Brews is based loosely on the scoring system used by the Beer Judge Certification Program. In our system, a beer can earn a maximum of 10 points. 1 point can be awarded for appearance, 2 points for aroma, 4 points for flavor, 1 point for mouthfeel, and 2 points can be awarded for a beer's overall impression. And finally, partial points can be awarded in any category.
So that's how scoring works. So let's find out now if the Gamma Bomb IPA really is the bomb. Let's open it up first. Let's first up, it's a can squeeze test. Feels about right. Doesn't feel overcarbonated or undercarbonated either. Tiny push here, but doesn't mean a whole lot. So let's get started here. 1 point for the appearance. Time for the pour. Not a decent amount of head, and the color looks nice. Tiny bit hazy, but I want to say I can forgive it because there's a lot of hoppiness in there. Pale color, as you would expect from a pale ale or an India pale ale here. And despite a small head, it's retaining itself pretty well. It's sort of towing the line between a regular IPA and an Imperial IPA. I want to take away maybe a little bit of a point because of the haze in here. But overall, it's actually not bad. It doesn't look bad. So I think for the appearance, out of one possible point, I'm going to give this 0.8 points. Now we got 2 points on the line for the aroma. With some other pale ales and IPAs, I could smell the hoppiness right out of the bottle or right out of the can. That was not the case here. But let's give it a proper smell. 2 points on the line for aroma. Here we go. I smell mild citrusiness from the hops. Given that this is supposed to be an IPA, which is bitter, and given it's got 96 IBUs, I would expect something a little bit more. Although maybe that's not the direction they wanted to go into. It was interesting. It doesn't say what kind of hops they use. Though it does say at the end of the description it's a piney IPA, and so getting a mild citrus, I can understand why I would say it's kind of a bit of pininess to it. I'm getting more of the citrusiness of it, though. I think I had higher expectations for the aroma than this, although I would be hard-pressed to call this disappointing. So at 2 points for the aroma, I'm going to give it 1.4. Now time to detonate this bomb here. 4 points on the line for flavor. I remember this being somewhat bitter, but not numbing my tongue bitter. So that's actually a good thing, I think. So 4 points on the line for flavor. Bottoms up. It's as bitter as I remember it, not exceedingly bitter. Although my opinion may be kind of swayed a little bit since I see 96 IBUs on the can. I'm not getting a lot of maltiness, which is a very good thing for an IPA. I think it's got a good balance of I'm not getting maltiness, which is good, but I think it's got a very nice middle of the road hoppiness to it. Although I think it is a little bit more on the fuller side, a little bit more on the heavy body side. But it achieves that without being extra malty, which I like a lot. Getting a little bit of the pininess that they were talking about. Not getting a lot of citrusy notes. It's just a very, very, it's a pleasant bitterness. It's not a painful bitterness that you would get with some IPAs, but it's more pleasant. I mean, I don't want to knock the Lagunitas brands, but I think those beers, at least their bitter ones, are kind of painfully bitter, where this one is more pleasantly bitter. So with all that being said, I've got a score in mind. I don't want to give it the full 4 points. Out of 4 points, I'm going to give this 3.75 for flavor. In the home stretch, 1 point on the line for mouthfeel. It's the carbonation and the body of it and everything pleasing to the mouth. Here we go. I said before, the body I think is just perfect. It doesn't feel very malty for a IPA, or it's for an IPA that's 7.2%. This is sort of in between what a regular and a double. It still manages to maintain the paleness of a regular IPA while being sort of high in alcohol, which is nice. And I'm not getting a whole lot of carbonation in here, but I think that's actually a good thing in this case. It's a very good feel to it. It's heavy yet sort of light in body. Everything is just on point with the mouthfeel in this. So much so that I want to give it the full point. And finally, for the overall impression, this from a can from one of their seasonal beers is one of Warped Wing's best offerings, in my opinion. I mean, but then again, having said that, a lot of their seasonals are, I don't want to say they're hit and miss. Like the Esther's Little Secret was kind of weird, and some of their other beers have been kind of thrown off by their still learning the ropes as far as canning their beers and such with losing carbonation. This one, like I said, is easily one of their best canned offerings to date. If I remember from the news, it was released to coincide with the holding, I think, of a local Comic-Con or some comic book convention or such. The comic book style design of the can here, which is pretty awesome. The can looks good, and the beer tastes really good too. I don't know if they're selling it anymore right now, so if you see it in stores, you better hurry up and get it real quick, otherwise you got to wait another year before it comes out. So for the overall impression, I just think, like I said before, it looks okay. I don't say I would prefer it to be just a little bit more clear, but then again, the haze might be giving it some of the qualities that I'm tasting here. The hoppiness is not so overwhelming that it's off-putting. It's got 96 IBUs, but you wouldn't know that by tasting it. You'd think it may be a little bit lower than that. And that's what makes it really good. It's like I said, the hop presence here, it's pleasant versus overwhelming. And it's not too malty either, which is also very good. So I've got a score in mind, and I'm going to give it, for the overall impression, of 2 possible points. It's not going to get the full 2, but I'm going to give it 1.8. I have done the math, and if my numbers are correct, then the Gamma Bomb IPA from the Warped Wing Brewing Company in Dayton, Ohio, gets 8.7 points out of a possible 10. I think it's a very good score, but I think if any of the Warped Wing beers deserved a 9 or higher, it would be this one. Scoring didn't work out that way. I think maybe it was just my preconceived notion about how an IPA should smell. I think that's, looking at my score notes, yep, that's where the score was the lowest out of where it could possibly be. I'm still going to stand by it. I think I should get a little bit more aroma from an IPA than what I got here. Maybe throwing some hops towards the very end. Just get a little bit more aroma. But not so much that's ridiculously overwhelming. But overall, though, this is a beer that you should go out of your way to get if it's still available in stores by the time this video's up. I can guarantee you will not be disappointed, and if you like IPAs, you'll like this. If you don't mind bitter beers, you can't go wrong with this, ever. Well, that will do it for another episode of Bryno's Brews here on Bryno's World. I want to thank you all very much for watching. If you've had the Gamma Bomb before and have an opinion on it, let me know down below in the comments. Or if you got any ideas for other beers I could try in the show, leave a comment down as well. Otherwise, don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to Bryno's World if you have not already done so. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and have yourself a good one.